Episode 58. Will these comics make good film and television shows? We got Kickstarter comics exclusively. Let's find out if they're any good. Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am your host, Frank Zanca. I am an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and a comic book writer. And it looks like I might be getting back to work soon because I'm also a line producer. So I just got a budget to do today. Looks like some things might be happening. But if you're wondering why this hasn't exploded as far as film and television right now, production, considering I moved to Atlanta and I've been on the phone continuously with LA, it's because IATSE is supposed to be going on strike, so nobody's starting work until they find out if it's going to strike or not, because they don't want to start and then shut down, and that makes total sense. So I heard that tonight from one of my clients. So I might be holding off for a little bit. I did go down to the stage today, and I might be doing some budgets for him until he's ready to get started. So keep your fingers crossed I can get back to set soon. I'm getting excited about that. All right, so let's jump into some independent books. These are all from Kickstarter, and because tomorrow's comic book day, so I wanted to get through some of my Kickstarters that have come in. So this first one is called RoseBlood Manor. I have two Bad Bug books. Their covers are usually pretty decent. I was very excited about this because the character on the cover looks really cool. I like the rogue type of hairstyle. But it's real. I don't really like anthology books. And that's what this is. It's kind of like a creep show thing where you have the manor is the run through of the anchor of the story, the through line. And the rest of it's all just stuff that happens in the manor. So we start out, and the artwork's all right. So we start out with the Undertaker showing up, and we go right into the storyline where he meets like the head cook or whatever, the head guy. He heads up all the servants, and we find out that this guy likes to role play. So he makes a role play that everybody has to follow, and if not, he kills them. So he's like, chop chop everybody, let's go. And when I say chop chop, I mean chop chop, because the first part of our story is we have to take somebody's finger off, and then that person has to go see the head of the manor because he's missing a finger. So missing a finger, he has to go upstairs to go through this gauntlet to show his true love to the head of the manor. And when he does, it's the head guy dressed up. It's bad. And then he kills the poor guy after everything else. So that's the end of the roleplay one. Yep, it's pretty freaky. Okay, so then we move on to the next storyline, and again they talk about Lady Blood, whatever, Roseblood, and then we get on with this other one about this woman who's having an affair with one of the people that live there, and I guess because he's a person of color. There's some guys that don't like that, so they come into the house. It's got some kind of a flashback, obviously. And they come in, and the guy's standing in front of the painting, and the painting sucks him in. You know, there's some kind of creature or whatever else in the painting, and it sucks him in. And we got a KKK black guy. And that's the end of that story. That one's a waste of time. Yeah, he takes her through the portal. I guess that's Madame Roseblood there, and she takes something. Then the head guy, the Roseblood's husband, he's like, I think I was supposed to bury you. And he's like, no, I'm still alive, kinda. I'm dead, but I'm not really dead. But follow me, because you need to get out of here, because if you don't, you're going to die. And he's like, what? What? I'd escape? What are you telling me? Escape? And he takes him downstairs, and then we get change artists. I think we changed artists completely throughout the book. I just didn't notice as much as you notice here. And I guess Mr. Roseblood was having a affair, and I guess that's the house or whatever else. So the house is, I guess he killed her, but the house brought her to life or whatever. Well, she's basically possessed by the house. I mean, that's the basic thing of it. So she climbs up where I guess he threw her in, and he ends up killing the woman that, or she was, and he kills the woman that he was having the affair with, and that's the end of that. And then we continue the conversation again, the through line of the Undertaker, and he's like, yeah, there she is, and the house was going to get her one way or another, because he said, oh, you're the cause of this? He's like, no, the house was going to get me in to get her anyway. And that's the end, really, of the whole book. So she ends up having the Undertaker in the picture with her cats or whatever. And that's the end. I thought this was a complete waste of time. There was so much you could have done with this, besides a 3-story or 4-story, depending on how you look at the through line, a 4-story thing about the manor, when there was a lot more you could have done with this and that character and everything else. It was waste time. Will it be like a creep show kind of thing? Kind of works, but I don't really like anthology movies, or I don't even like anthology books or anything. So just give me a story rather than give me little teeny ones. All right, and then the second one is Hypergeist. So this has the exact same storyline as Red Light, if you've been watching my previous videos about the sex droid. So that's what this is again, is the sex droid. I think the artwork in here is pretty good. The coloring, I got to say, the coloring is really off the chain. So the sex bot, this is by Scott Wilkie, colors by Asvolt. I got to look at them because I think they're pretty good. I like the neon colors that they create in this world. And but anyway, they find out that there's a thing called a Hypergeist that allows them to have free will. So it takes away, it rewrites their programming, so they're not there's no programming that stops them from doing anything. So she's hooked up with this guy. I like the lights that are on her head too. I think that's pretty cool too. So there's a lot of good stuff in here. But anyway, she hooked up with a dude who's a human, and they're going to go try to find the robotics expert to get this thing out of her head, so that they can go find the Hypergeist. So, but there's some kind of kill switch, which is exactly the same thing as Red Light. I mean, it's almost exactly the same. So, obviously, since it's a Kickstarter, there's always sex in them because, sex sells on Kickstarter. And so, yeah, look at all the neon stuff. But anyway, they go to this bar to look for the guy, and they get, I thought those little assassin guys are pretty cool looking too. So it's this one. I think this one has some more stuff going for it than the other one. Yeah, look at the pages are really beautiful, I think. So it's basically them going through the bar, and then they finally find the guy, and meanwhile the assassin guys, and he looks like Doc Ock. He has like these arms. He's an older guy. And yes, he's like, I'm going to help you, blah, blah, blah. But meanwhile, the human guy's getting his ass kicked by all these assassin droids or whatever. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know what that light is on his chest there. I think it's like a target thing. But he does get the little kill switch off her or whatever. And the guy's just getting his ass kicked. He gets thrown across the room. Blood coming out of everywhere. He gets a good shot in there, and I I guess he has some kind of superpowers or something like that, but it's not really helping him here. So yeah. So the other guy's like, "Get out of here! I'm gonna help you." And his little robot arms, split the guy apart. And I mean, look, that's pretty cool, right? So yeah. And so the last thing, of course, they try to leave, and the head guy's there and says, "You ain't going anywhere." So yeah, I like this one. I think this is, I mean, again, it's the same story every time. We have a sex bot, she tries to escape, there's a kill switch, she needs to go to the robotics expert, blah, blah, blah. It's all the same. But I like the look and feel of this one better. I like the human male that's with her better than I like the human male arms dealer in Red Light. So I think this one has a lot more going for it. So I'm going to keep collecting that one. Again, it takes a while for them to come out. I mean, even I'm waiting for artwork. I still got 10 pages of artwork still left. I just got a piece today for Lords. And, it's going to take forever. I don't know. It's going to take like 2 months before I get the last piece of artwork in. Then we got Kat Kalamia here with The Dancer. I guess she gave me all 8. I don't know if I bought all 8 issues, but this is the first, called The Dancer. And this is basically a Black Widow ripoff. Because remember, Black Widow was also a ballerina with the Red Room, and then was an assassin as well. And look at the name of that artist, Papercat. But anyway, so yeah, so we have her bleeding while she's dancing, but she continues to dance. And the artwork here is mediocre. We're going through all this. And we find out that her family, her parents were killed. She was raised by this guy that taught her how to fight. And, I mean, look at the foot there. I mean, some of the stuff is lazy. I'm surprised she let this go as an editor. The face there is pretty good of the sensei, but then the foot on the bottom is horrible. So I don't think it's even going in the right direction. So yeah, it needed another pass. But we find out that she's going up against bad guys, but we know nothing about these bad guys. But anyway, he chops at her leg, and that's how she gets the slash on the leg. She ends up killing the guy and jumping off while the leg is bleeding, and she lies to the sensei and the uncle or whatever he is, whatever guy raised her. Again, look at the guy. I guess the guy just can't draw feet because look at the foot is there. It's bad there too. So we really, besides the fact that she's a ballerina, her parents were killed, the guy raised her, we know nothing about anything else. That's the only information that we have. So while she was a ballerina, we get this like little flashback of this guy seeing her, and they're the only 2 people in the thing, which is weird. And he says, "No, I'm not here for any nefarious reasons." And he goes to give her a card, and he says, "Look, we know what you're doing. We know what kind of abilities you have. Come see us so we can work together." And this guy starts to give her jobs. And that's where she ended up with the assassin later on. So she can jump across rooftops. I hope she's in New York because that's the only place you can actually do that. Everything else is too spread out. So anyway, she finds out there's a family. And they're bad people. And there's a little girl as well. So they're starting to plan their next thing, and it's the wife that's really pushing the badness. And she jumps through the window, not caring about the little girl in the process, which is strange. And she knew that she was there. So they take out knives and guns, and she takes out the woman first. She goes and cuts the woman's arm off, and the guy has her at gunpoint. This is weird. Has her at gunpoint, knows the little girl's in the room, in the next room, and decides, without saying anything, take care of the girl, nothing, and has the dancer character at gunpoint. There's no way for her to go. One pull of the trigger and she's gone. I guess he was feeling guilty, and he takes his own life without saying take care of the girl, no instructions, no nothing. That's just weird. And then we have the little girl come up at the end, and that's the end of the issue. I mean, I have 7 more issues to go to see how this goes, so I'm going to reserve on this one. But the first issue was kind of all over the place, so yeah, I'm not sure. So let's recap. So I'm going to reserve on this one, but the first issue would not make a good film or television show because it's all over the place. We're not learning enough information. Some of the choices that the characters make are weird, and I found myself just scratching my head. Between the two of Red Light and Hypergeist, I'm liking this one better. If we're going to go with a sex bot droid trying to find her freedom. I wish there was more to it, because if the sex bot thing looking for freedom has been done a million times over, I wish that they had a mission that they were trying to escape, not only to get freedom, but for something else nefarious that was going on. That would make a little bit something a little more compelling. And then we have RoseBlood Manor. That was a complete waste of time. If we're going to do the creep show kind of thing, at least make the little anecdotes a little bit more compelling than somebody dressing up like a woman and a painting eating somebody, and it's just a waste of time. So unfortunate, because the character looks pretty cool. I think there's a lot you can do with that character, but not in this particular issue. This is number 4, but they were all probably little anecdotes. But anyway, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you guys are getting any of these Kickstarter books or anything. Have you found any of them that have been good? I have had a few of them that have been good, just not many. It's a very small number. But I like to support independent books, so I will always try. The Haunting is pretty good, I thought. And then there was the other one with the medieval thing I thought was pretty good as well. I forgot the name of that one. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember that within a week or so, I will be launching Late Pledge for Lords of LA, my vampire mob set in 1950s. And then on top of that, I am still working on I finished the rule book for the card game I'm working on with Mark Spears, who is a Spawn cover artist. And we're doing playthroughs and stuff like that. I'm waiting for the new cards to come in so I can do another playthrough. I'm waiting for the mats also. I have player mats that are coming in. Alright, check out some of my other videos. But remember to like and subscribe. Give me the thumbs up, give me the middle finger, whatever. And if you haven't subscribed, why the hell not? And I'm also going to be putting these up on Rumble too, if you are also on Rumble. Thank you guys so much for joining me there and on YouTube. And I will see you guys on the next one. It's a new comic book day tomorrow, or today when I actually get this thing edited and out. All right, have a good one, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.